Good day everyone, we are the group 2 and now we will be discussing the aerobic respiration. There are two types of cellular respiration, the anaerobic and aerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, it occurs without oxygen, while in aerobic respiration, it occurs in the presence of oxygen. What is aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration is the process by which cells break down glucose using oxygen to release energy. This energy is stored in a molecule called ATP or adenosine triphosphate, which the cell uses to perform its function. So aerobic respiration is the process in cells which helps our body to function. It happens in the mitochondria, or also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Aerobic respiration is how our cells make energy using food and oxygen. We eat food like sugar or glucose. Then our body uses oxygen to break it down. This process happens mostly in the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. It produces energy like ATP, which our body uses to move, think, and grow. The leftovers are carbon dioxide, which we breathe out, and water.
What is ATP? ATP or adenosine triphosphate is a high-energy molecule, energy-carrying molecule that acts as the energy currency for all living cells, providing the fuel for essential processes like muscle construction, nerve impulse transmission, and chemical synthesis. It is often called the energy currency of the cell because it stores and provides energy for many biological processes. The function of ATP is supplies energy for cellular activities. A structure, there's a tree structure, adenine, ribose, three phosphate groups. Adenine, a nitrogenous base, ribose, a sugar molecule, three phosphate groups where energy is stored. How it works. When a cell needs energy, ATP breaks down into ADP. ADP stands for adenosine diphosphate. Importance of ATP. Power muscle movements, help in cell division, drives active transport of molecules, and supports biochemical reactions in the body.
Here are the three main stages of aerobic respiration to break down glucose along with oxygen and produce ATP. The first one is the glycolysis. In this stage, glucose is broken down into pyruvate in the cytoplasm, producing a small amount of ATP. The second one is the Krebs cycle. Pyruvate is further broken down in the mitochondria, releasing carbon dioxide and more energy carriers. The last one is the oxidative phosphorylation. This includes the electron transport chain. In this stage, oxygen is used to help release a large amount of ATP and produce water as a byproduct.
Glycolysis. You might wonder what glycolysis is. Well, from the word itself, glyco means sugar from glucose, while lysis means to split. It refers to the process of splitting glucose into pyruvate. Now, what is pyruvate? Well, pyruvate, it is the end product of glycolysis. It is a key molecule to various metabolic pathways. To give you a brief explanation about glycolysis, well, glycolysis is the initial step of cellular respiration. It breaks down glucose into pyruvates.
The Krebs cycle, also called the citric acid, is a serious chemical reaction that happens in the mitochondria. Its main purpose is to break down acetyl-CoA from the food molecules to release energy. During the cycle is the reduced ATP energy, NADH and FADH2, which are used later to make more ATP in the electron transport chain, along with releasing carbon dioxide as a waste product. Inside the mitochondria, pyruvate, a product of glycolysis, is converted into acetyl-CoA, which then enters the Krebs cycle to produce energy in the form of ATP and ADH and FADH2. This is an important process for releasing energy.
This refers to the Krebs cycle citric acid cycle, which is a case stage of cellular respiration. In this cycle, glucose has already been broken down into pyruvate and then into acetyl-CoA. Each turn of the cycle produces a small amount of ATP or GTP directly per glucose. Since glucose produces 2-acetyl-CoA, several molecules of NADH and FADH, which carry high energy electrons to the electron transport chain.
Oxidative phosphorylation. This is the stage where the majority of ATP is produced. NADH and FADH2 deliver high energy electrons to the electron transport chain or the ETC. As electrons move through the ETC, energy is released and used to pump protons, creating a proton gradient. Oxygen acts as the final electron acceptor at the end of the chain, forming water. The flow of protons down the gradient powers an enzyme called ATP synthase, which catalyzes the production of a large amount of ATP.
Aerobic respiration equation is glucose plus oxygen yields carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. C6H12O6 or glucose is a simple sugar that serves as the fuel for the cellular respiration. 6O2 or oxygen is a reactant that is essential for the process of aerobic respiration to occur. Yields indicates the chemical transformation with the substance on the right being the products. 6CO2 or carbon dioxide is a waste product of the reaction. 6H2O or water is another product of the reaction. ATP or adenosine triphosphate is the form of chemical energy that cells can easily use to power various metabolic processes.